Hi everybody, my name is Randy Swim. I'm an undergraduate student here at Purdue Fort Wayne, but I'm also one of the lead consultants in our Writing Center. So I'm going to talk to you guys today about who the Writing Center is, what we do, and how you can access our services starting this fall. So many of you may have never heard of what a Writing Center is before. It's a term that may have been thrown around by a couple of your professors if this isn't your first semester, or it's just something you've heard of but never had a chance to access. And I'm here to tell you that the Writing Center is a place for everybody at any stage of the writing process and at any skill level of writing. One of the biggest misconceptions about writing centers is that it's a place for bad writers to come and become good writers. That is entirely false, and I wanted to just try to dispel that right out of the gate. The Writing Center is a place where we help you guys with the writing process. So we can go over writing that you think is weak and talk about ways that we think we can improve it. Or you can come to us with a bunch of ideas and we can talk about how we personally would work to structure those ideas into a full paper. There is no skill ceiling or skill floor when it comes to the Writing Center. Beginning writers are welcome just as veteran writers. Also, I want to stress that this is a peer-to-peer service. So the people working in the Writing Center, whether graduate or undergraduate, are all students in some capacity. We are not experts. We are not professionals. We are just students sharing our experience with you to try to improve your ability to tackle the writing process with the different assignments that are related to university. So what specifically do we do? We help with a wide variety of subjects or assignments, regardless of your major or class. You do not have to be an English major to come to the Writing Center. You do not have to be an English major to work in the Writing Center. Subject matter is irrelevant because we are here to tackle the writing itself and the writing process, not necessarily the nitty-gritty details of your topic. We can help you develop theses or argument and organize your information in a paper. We can also assist you with writing or citing specific academic styles. I think that's one of the things that I help with the most, especially for APA, since most people are familiar with MLA coming out of high school. We can also look over your paper and compare it to an assignment sheet that you've been given to make sure that you're meeting the goals of the assignment as per your professor. One of the things we can also do is direct you to additional resources, whether that be here on campus to help you, or whether that's online to help you find different places to assist you with your writing. And again, I'm going to stress this, we provide these services for students of all skills and strengths. We do not just work with bad writers to become good writers. That doesn't exist in our eyes. Everyone is a writer, and we are going to help you become better regardless of where you start. So how do we help you? A couple of the things that we like to stress when going over orientation material is that our focus is not on fixing your writing for you. We're going to work with you. Not doing it for you, but we're going to work with you to find what's working, what isn't working, and then help you discover ways that you can revise or work on your writing moving forward. And we're also going to give you personal reactions and suggestions. Again, we are not experts. We are students ourselves. We are learning with you and working with you to tackle this. So everything you get is going to be personal. However, that is not to say that we don't have experience writing. Everyone who's working in the center is an experienced writer in some capacity or has worked in the center long enough to have a general good idea about what works or doesn't work when it comes to most assignments. We can also help you interpret your assignment, and say you get a paper back with comments from your instructor and don't know how to integrate those comments into the paper. We can help you with that. We've done that plenty of times. And like I stated before, we can provide you with other resources to further your success in learning, not just what maybe we can offer, but what is out there and available for you to assist you along the road. But where is the Writing Center? Normally, in a normal world, we're located on the first floor of the Helm Key Library to the backside of the stairway, as you can see in the picture on the right. However, because of COVID, all of our services are moving online for the fall 2020 semester. That being said, though, we still do have a lot of options available for you to receive assistance and find out what works best for you, even though we're in this virtual only environment. But what does that mean? Well, how can you meet with us? Right now, we have 3 main ways that you can meet with us to schedule appointments. Like I said before, because of COVID, we are not meeting with students in person, face-to-face for fall 2020. That is just for our safety and for yours as well. However, you can still receive one-on-one, quote-unquote, face-to-face consultation. It will just be virtual. So if you're going to schedule an appointment with us, you can do this through the TutorTrack online system. That can be done at any time, any day. If you need to schedule an appointment, you can go into the system and schedule it at 3 in the morning. We're not going to be available to meet with you at 3 in the morning, but the system will let you schedule the appointment for a future time then. As long as you can connect to the internet with your device, you should be able to do that. You can also call in during the library's hours of operation and have somebody at the desk schedule the appointment for you. If you're going to do a same-day appointment, so if it's Monday and I need an appointment on Monday, you'll have to do that through the service desk, so call it in, because the TutorTrack system will not allow you to schedule an appointment for the same day. You can also submit an online asynchronous consultation request through a form on our website. There's no need for an appointment for that. So the way that works is you fill out a short questionnaire that's basically what the assignment is, what it's for, what are the parameters, and what you want us to look at. And then you attach your document and basically email it to us through the system. So the form will kick it to us automatically. Then in 2 to 3 business days, one of our consultants will go over it. We'll make comments based on what you wanted us specifically to look at, and you will get it sent back to you with our comments. Some instructors don't count this as a required visit if you are required to use the Writing Center for some reason. However, most will. If you are unsure, just talk to your instructor. They will be able to explain to you what their requirements are. And also, if you have just a quick question that can be answered in a couple of seconds, we're available. There's an IM chat feature found on our website. If you can see it in the picture on the right, I know that text is probably going to be really small for you guys, but at the very bottom of the screen, there is a little box that you can fill out chat requests that we should be able to answer for you if it's just a quick question that you have. How do you attend a virtual appointment? So this is going to be important, especially for this fall semester. If you schedule an appointment in TutorTrack, we use Microsoft Teams for those appointments and consultations. What's going to happen is once you schedule it, you will receive a meeting request from one of the consultants with the subject Writing Center virtual appointment or something along those lines that contains the link, accept the meeting through Microsoft Teams. And a few minutes before it begins, if you launch Microsoft Teams, you'll have the ability to start the meeting or join the meeting as long as you go through the calendar. That's going to allow you to have the face-to-face video consultation where you are talking to a consultant at the same time, even though you're not sitting right in front of them like we normally would do for our face-to-face appointments. So how do those consultations work? Now, this is specifically in reference to our face-to-face virtual appointments, not our email consultation service or our IM chat service. Basically, consultations are free. As long as you are a student, it is paid for by student fees and supported by the SGA. So you don't have to pay anything, do anything whatsoever to be able to have these consultations. Now, that policy, though, is you can have 3 consultations per class per week. So if for some reason you needed all 15 consultations, if you're taking 15 credit hours, basically, you could do that. However, when I say 3 consultations per class per week, that does not mean I can do 15 consultations for the same class. That is a limit on how many consultations I can have per class, not just the total pool that you can pull from, if that makes sense. That being said, for our online services, so the virtual appointments, the virtual synchronous appointments, those consultations are 45 minutes long. However, if you do not need that long to cover whatever questions or concerns you have, you are not forced to stay in that consultation for the full 45 minutes. That is the maximum range that you have available to you by scheduling that appointment. During that time, your consultant is going to ask thought-provoking questions to have a dialogue about the assignment and how you're meeting the instructor's goals. It's not going to be we're going to tell you what to do. We may be more proficient with the writing process, but you are the expert when it comes to your own writing. We can't just look at a paper and say, this is going to fix it and give you an A. Like, that's not the way this works. You have to come to us and have that dialogue about your paper. Also, you control the pace and the focus of what's happening. It's your consultation. It's not my consultation, it's your consultation. We're not going to read through your paper and just mark it up for you like a professor would. We're going to talk to you about your concerns and questions and go through what works, what doesn't, and ways that we can improve overall. We're not just going to sit down and like pull out a red marker and like start commenting on everything. That's not the way it works. And at the end of your appointment, you're going to write an appointment summary together to help you remember what was talked about and have this permanent record of the consultation if you would need it later on. So we're basically a couple of sentences like, this is what you came to the consultation wanting to talk about. This is what we did. This is what your plans are moving forward. That sort of thing. It's a proof of the visit. It can help you if your visit's required with your instructor. And like I already said, it's a way for you to remember what we talked about to help you moving forward. Couple of tips specifically for those virtual appointments. Again, pick a device for your appointment that can display your draft and allow you to make edits while speaking with your consultant. Smartphones and tablets, while they may be functional, are not going to work for what we need. I would personally recommend a desktop or a laptop computer. However, if you can find a way to make it work, by all means, give it a shot. You want to also be able to give your full attention to the appointment just as you would for a regular face-to-face appointment. I understand that video conferencing is a lot different from sitting like physically in a classroom or an appointment, but we are trying to help you as best we can with that time. If you aren't using that time to help yourself, there's very little that we can do. Make sure your internet connection is strong and that your incoming outgoing audio is fully functional. Headphones with a microphone are a great option. Personally, that's what I use for consultations. But if you have a weak internet connection, or if you're in a place that's going to have a lot of extra traffic, audio, whatever, it's going to just make it more difficult for us to be able to communicate. Bouncing off of that, make sure you're in an environment with few to no distractions and take steps to avoid interruption. We're human too. Like I said, we're all students, we're peers. So we understand when stuff happens, but trying to minimize those distractions would make for just a better environment and better experience for everyone involved. And we encourage you to have your video turned on and allow screen sharing for the best experience. However, I understand that some people don't like showing their face when video conferencing or whatever it is. And again, this is your consultation, is not ours. So whatever you need to do to make yourself comfortable, we will work with you. However, again, we're not going to just comment and write up your paper for you. So having it set where you have your paper pulled up on your screen and are sharing the screen with us so we can see it, but you still have control of it, is going to probably be the best way to do that. That works the best for everybody involved, and that allows you to still be in charge of controlling and making the edits and stuff to your paper while we give you suggestions. A couple of other things, just as like cleaning house, so to speak, especially around midterms and finals, make your appointments in advance. Spaces are limited. We do have a limited number of consultants with a limited amount of time because, again, we are students. So we have our own classes that we have to deal with on top of that. So we aren't available 24/7, right? So because we have these limited spaces, make your appointments in advance. Midterms and finals are always busy times for us where we have an absolute flood of consultation requests. So the sooner you schedule those, the better. And try to give yourself space too. So if you have a paper due on Wednesday, don't try to schedule an appointment on Tuesday because chances are if we're filled up, you might not be able to get that help that you need before the paper is due. So plan ahead. Our services are here for you all the time. Utilize that time. Don't try to cram it last second. Again, I kind of stressed this a little bit at the beginning, but I do want to make sure you understand this at the end. We can help you at any stage of the writing process, even if you don't have a draft yet. You do not have to bring a paper to us for us to be able to do a consultation. You have to bring something, whether that's ideas, whether that's an outline, whether that's just the assignment sheet. We can talk through the beginning stages of the writing process as well, so that planning, drafting sort of phase. We're happy to help you with that if you're struggling with trying to figure out how to tackle an assignment. And also, we encourage you to use the service, return multiple times, make use of all the services we have to offer throughout the writing process for maximum benefits. I think some of the most valuable, especially for me, consultations I've ever had is when a student comes to me at the beginning, middle, and end of the writing process and has multiple consultations with me. I get to see the writing grow and change throughout those different sessions and consultations. And I really get the feeling that the student has grown a lot as a writer. It's a wonderful experience for everybody involved. And as I kind of said before, you're able to schedule 3 appointments per week per class, but only 1 appointment per class per day. That's a lot of words. Use our services, but don't abuse our services is basically what it comes down to. If you need to contact us, this is the contact information. So again, during a normal time, we are found on the first floor of the Helm Key Library. Our general hours of operation are Monday to Thursday, 10 to 8. Fridays, it's 10 to 5. And we do have limited hours on Saturdays, 12 to 4. However, again, because of COVID, these are a little bit more flexible than they may normally be. Our phone number is there, as well as our email if you need to contact us for questions. And to visit our website, I highly encourage you to just go and check it out, is pfw.edu/writing. That will have all of the information I covered in this presentation, as well as the portal for you to schedule online appointments and to the form to send in those email consultations as well. Thank you guys for paying attention with me today. And I hope this served as a really good introduction for you over who the Writing Center is, what we do, and how you can access our services. Thank you very much, and stay safe, everybody.